yesterday we read Otis and we made predictions about what we thought was going to happen in the story. And then we talked about how Otis changed from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. And today, before we're going to be good readers and read our story for a second time, we are going to find our reading packet and we are going to make a connection to our story. So remember yesterday when we read this story, Otis and the calf were really great friends. And then one day the calf got stuck in the mud pond and Otis was the only one who could get her out once the calf wandered away and got lost. Otis was a hero to his friend. And today, before we get started, I want you to connect, just like we did earlier this week. You connected with Chicka Chicka Boom Boom and told me about a time that you were hurt, just like the letters had been hurt. And today, I want you to think about a time that you or someone you know was lost or wandered off away from maybe the park or where you were supposed to be and you were lost. And that might not be something that you've experienced, but you might know someone that has been lost or wandered off, or you may have lost something that's very important to you. So I want you to make a connection to this story and tell me about a time when you were lost or you wandered off, or you know someone who was, or maybe you lost something that was very important to you. So you are going to draw a picture of the calf in our story and the calf wandering off to the pond, and then you are going to draw a picture of your connection and what you can relate to from the story. So make sure that you draw a picture and write about a time that you wandered off, someone you know wandered off, or maybe you lost something that was very, very important to you. So go ahead and pause your video and work on this page. And if you're listening, it means you are ready to read Otis for a second time. And remember, as good readers, we always read a story twice, and then we always, when we finish, write about our opinion and what we think is the best part of the story. So that's what you can be thinking about as we read Otis again. And you can be noticing and looking for something that maybe you didn't see in the story the first time we read it. There was once a friendly tractor. His name was Otis. And every day Otis and his farmer worked together, taking care of the farm that they called home. Otis liked to work. But after working hard all day, Otis was ready to unwind and play. He would ride the rolling hills and skirt mud pond down by the corn. He would leapfrog bales of hay and explode through the haystack. On occasion, every once in a while, he would chase a rabbit or play Ring Around the Rosie with the ducks to the sound of his steady put, puff, puffity chuff. And sometimes at the end of the day, he would just sit under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Every night, tired but happy, Otis would put, puff, puff into the little stall in the barn that was all his. One night, when Otis was fast asleep, the farmer brought a beautiful baby calf into the barn. The calf cried and cried for her mother, but when the sleepy sound of a soft puff, puff, puffity chuff came from the next stall, the scared little calf stopped crying and drifted off to sleep. So Otis's snoring is kind of soothing her and helping her calm down. From that day on, the calf started following the little tractor wherever he went. Put, puff, puffity chuff. She followed him over the rolling hills and down by the mud pond. She was right behind him, leapfrogging bales of hay. And the calf made their games of Ring Around the Rosie all the better. Sometimes at the end of the day, the two of them would just sit together under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Otis loved his little calf, and the little calf loved Otis. Then one day, the farmer surprised everybody with a brand new yellow tractor. "Time to move out, Otis," the farmer said. He took Otis out of the little stall in the barn that was all his and parked him back behind the barn. Then he backed the big yellow tractor into the stall next to the little calf. Remember yesterday we pointed out how sad it looks like that Otis is when he sees this new tractor. But the little calf didn't like the big yellow tractor. He had a deep, big, loud snore that shook the stall when he slept. There was no one to purr the little calf to sleep, no one to spend her days with. And for Otis could not even see his farm as the weeds began to cover his tires. His friends often sat with him, but she could not get him to play like the old days. Poor Otis, that makes me so sad. I wonder if you feel sad too when you see that picture of Otis. It was early summer when the farmer discovered a poster that said, "Who has the prettiest calf in the land? Well, judges will decide at the county fair and award a fancy blue ribbon to the winner." The farmer knew the answer as soon as he read the poster. He would show the little calf. But on the morning of the fair, the little calf was nowhere to be found. She had wandered down to the mud pond by the cornfield to cool off. When she waded into the muddy water, her feet sank. With every step, she sank deeper and deeper and deeper. The little calf was stuck in the mud pond. "Get the hands!" the farmer shouted when he saw her. All of the farm hands and farm helpers came running with their ropes, but the more they tugged, the more stuck the little calf got. "Get the big yellow tractor!" the farmer shouted. "He can save her!" But the big tractor just scared the little calf. She sank deeper and deeper. Nearby farmers began to gather and look and wonder what was going to happen to the little calf. "Call the fire chief and the fire truck," the farmer shouted. "They can save her." But the sight of the big red fire truck scared the little calf in even deeper. And the big tractor, the fire chief, and the truck couldn't save the little calf. So who could? Then we know that Otis comes and saves the day. Suddenly, the little calf's ears perked up. Over the hum of the growing crowd, there came a faint sound in the distance. A soft purr, put, puff, puffity, chuff. The crowd turned and looked. The sound became louder, put, puff, puffity, chuff. All at once, Otis puffed around the barn. He turned and headed straight towards the mud pond. Otis puffity chuffed down the rolling hill and pulled right up next to the muddy water's edge. The calf heard her friends puttering and started crying. It was something like a hello, so she was crying happy tears. She was so happy to see Otis because she knew Otis would help him. Then, to the sound of his gentle engine and the amazement of all the people in the crowd, Otis slowly began to make circles around the pond. He circled and circled, and the little calf turned and turned, never taking her eyes off of her friend. He's guiding her and showing her how to walk out of the pond. With each ring Otis made around the mud pond, the muddy grip loosened until the calf was able to stumble out of the pond on her own. The two friends had found each other again. Otis led the calf right down the dusty road toward the village, and everyone threw flowers as they went, following them into town. It looked like a happy parade. No one needed a fancy blue ribbon to tell them that the calf was a special calf. Otis was a special tractor, and the two of them were very special friends. From that day on, the farmer discovered that with Otis's puttering purr beside the chicken coop, his chickens would lay more eggs. And when at milking time, Otis's gentle chuff nearby, his cows were able to produce more milk. And then on occasion, even Otis got to join the farmer and the big yellow tractor out in the fields. But at the end of the day, Otis would just sit with his friend under the apple tree and watch the farm below. The end. I love how the story ends because I think it is so important that even the farmer notices how important Otis is to the farm. And he doesn't need a fancy, shiny new tractor. He can use Otis still, even though Otis is a little bit older and not as new as the new tractor. I love this story, and I love how important it shows that our friendship is between our little tractor and our calf. So you are going to finish this story today. This is our last time finishing a story for NTI. You are going to draw a picture and write about the best part of Otis. So the best part of the story, you are going to write and draw, and make sure you tell me why it is the best part. So please draw a picture and write about why it is the best part of the story. And then when you're finished, you are going to post to Seesaw and tell me what you think the best part of the story was. I will see you guys soon for phonics. Bye, friends.